Hey everyone, welcome to another video. So today I want to talk about reading in Spanish. Right now I am in Florida, enjoying some vacation in the sun, and I'm gonna go back in because it is quite sunny out here. But I want to talk about reading because I just got this Kindle as a gift. I already took it out of the packaging. I still need to take it out of the plastic, and it's out of battery because I accidentally turned it on. So I gotta charge it, but it reminds me of why reading in Spanish and different languages, it's so important. So the reason why it's important is because you need a very specific goal when you're trying to achieve anything, right? Especially in language learning. So a lot of people, the mistake that a lot of people make is, I want to know Spanish, or I want to know Japanese, or I want to know German. What does that mean? What do you mean, I want to know? Let's dive deep into that. Do you want to be able to read in it? Do you want to be able to speak in it? Because to me, just saying I want to know Spanish means I want to know every single in and out. I want to become a Spanish expert. All right, we'll take the next 10 years and join the native people who already know Spanish, who are already studying the Spanish language. You can join them. So most people who are trying to study Spanish are not actually trying to get to know Spanish. They're trying to speak in Spanish, and that's about it. And maybe be able to read in it, maybe write a little bit in it, but that's not very important because what they want to do is speak. They want to communicate with people. So anything that is deterring you from speaking in Spanish is superfluous, right? Especially if we want to be able to hit this goal in 6 months, 3 months, 12 months, 2 years, it doesn't matter. If you want to hit it fast, you need to have that goal in place because everything you do is getting you closer to that goal, one step closer. So how does reading come into getting you closer to conversation? Because you might think, it might be a little bit of a juxtaposition. So to give you an example, when I was studying French in university and in high school, there was a lot of reading. There was a lot of French literature, Quebecian literature, and it was beautiful. I mean, some of it was life-changing. It was amazing. But I realized it didn't help me with my French as much as I thought because it was very complicated complicated works of literature. So it wasn't very beginner learning friendly. But what it did do is it solidified a lot of what I knew and it gave me time to think. So a lot of times when we're speaking, if you're doing the right thing and you're going out there, you're speaking, you're practicing, that's awesome because you have about milliseconds to think. You're not really thinking, right? You're letting it happen, which will eventually let you just kind of get it like a native speaker. I don't know why I'm using it. I just know how to use it. But at times you're going to say, hey, I've been getting this wrong over and over and over. I don't know why. I need to just sit down and think for a second. And so when you're reading, that gives you time to just think. So if you're getting a book that is your appropriate level, you'll be reading and you'll find a word that you're like, oh, I've heard a lot of Spanish speakers say this word. And it's never a key word because I can understand the sentences anyways, but they always seem to put it in there. Let me look it up. Oh, that's what it means. Okay, now I can use it more often. Now I have a better understanding of why people use it. It doesn't really change the sentence, but it kind of adds this little tone to it. So that's really important. And so when you're reading, you get to see all these little words that you're like, that's how they do it, or that's how they string along sentences. Now, when you're reading a book, try not to get something that's like a beautiful literature artwork in Spanish, Don Quixote, because you will read about one page, you'll understand 30 to 40%, and you'll give up. That's the thing. A lot of people are like, oh, no, I'll muscle through it. You will give up. I've tried, I promise. I've tried to read very extensive literature pieces in different languages. You just give up after a couple of days because you're like, I'm not understanding anything. So if you're looking for something to read in Spanish, this is what I always recommend. I'm not paid by him to say this, although I should message him and say, hey man, I'm recommending this to everyone. Give me a discount or something. But it's Ollie Richards, short stories for beginners and intermediate Spanish speakers. So he is a language teacher and he's a polyglot. And so he wrote these short stories, and that's why I think they're so good because they're made for beginners and intermediate people. So you can go ahead and buy one of those. You can get the ebook, you can get the physical copy, and you can start reading as a supplement, as something that's going to help you get to your destination, which is speaking and understanding. Now, reading is to a certain point what a lot of people do want, because when they're traveling, they do want to be able to look at a sign and be like, okay, gotcha. No one wants to really like speak the language, go traveling, and then be like, if it's written, I have no idea what it's saying, right? Writing is the one that people are like, I don't need to know it as much, unless you're trying to go into business. But reading is one of those that really does help, and it helps to see how the words are written. It helps to see how they're put into a sentence. So I really recommend going ahead, trying to read in Spanish, get something that's your level. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave a comment in the comment section. You can reach out to me. If you want to learn Spanish, I do have the premium membership right now. You can go ahead and head over to my website at www.strangelanguageacquisition.com. I have all the details in there so you can actually learn Spanish. And I will see you in the next video.